panic attack. Hi. Oh, fart chair.
Hey.
Fart chair says hi.
Hi, fart chair. How's your you texted me that about your nose. I would like
Oh
to know
God.
the nose situation.
Well, I think I might have. Well, it's not broken. I mean, it hurts like a bitch, and I didn't even do it on purpose this time in an attempt to DIY nose job myself. So I don't know if you're even going to be able to see it, and now I can't really see. But like, it hurts so bad. I was rummaging around in the pantry like a fucking raccoon, and I found some old Pringles that were like stashed in the bottom shelf. So I was really excited. So I grabbed those and I shoot back up for some reason. And you know how pantries usually have like the one big door and then a top door?
I don't own a house, so no, we get cabinets, but no, I'm kidding.
Okay, well, it's
I
like
am
a
familiar with pantries, yeah.
okay, you're familiar with pantries. It's like a top cabinet, right?
Uh-huh.
And that top cabinet door was open. And I
Womp womp.
shot up and I hit the bridge of my nose right on the edge, like the bottom edge of that cabinet,
Ooh.
so hard. And I had my glasses on. I thought I broke my glasses. They flew off my face. And I just sat on the floor and cried for a little while.
Oh no. Did you enjoy the Pringles though?
A little bit. A little bit. I mean, I wouldn't say it was worth it. There is like a little bit of a dent in my nose right
Is it on the bump though? Do you think like it
like, I don't know. I can't tell if it's just like swollen because I was like, does the bump look like it's less bumpy? Because I did hit it like right there and it like
mm,
hurt through my cheeks. I mean, when you get hit in the
yeah.
nose, like it hurts like a son of a bitch. But yeah. So I took a bunch of ibuprofen and unfortunately I still have my glasses on because my contacts were bothering me. So that doesn't altogether feel great having something sitting on it, but you know, it's fine. My girls wanted to like nurse me back to health. My youngest immediately like tries to reach out and touch it, and I was like, "Do not touch my
Don't you
nose.
dare.
Do not do it." So yeah, that's all
Oh.
I got. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry about your schnoz.
Thanks. That's what I get for like being a fucking trash panda, just like always snacking.
Oh, I wish I had some pring prings right now.
They were good. They were like a baked sour cream and onion.
I don't care for the sour cream and onion ones, but like a pizza pring pring.
Ooh, the pizza are good. Actually, I think I misspoke. I believe it is cheddar and sour cream. They are
Mm.
also not like my fave, but in a pinch, they'll do the
It's like
trick.
still a Pringle. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
fair enough. I have no nose related updates or
Oh,
exciting updates. So we might just have to get into the episode, which feels weird since we've only talked for 3 minutes.
that is that is strange.
Yeah.
What are we talking about today?
Here's your
Oh no.
here's your sorry. Here's your hint. Cause I'm your lady and you are my man.
Okay.
How am I supposed to live without you? Imagine owning the world's greatest love songs by the greatest voices of our time.
Okay. I, I was I was more confused than I should have been because I thought we were talking about 9/11 today.
No, I told
Then what the fuck?
just trying to have some levity. No, no,
I'm crying.
we're
Oh
talking
god.
about infomercials. I
Oh god. You have me crying already.
no. No, I thought we would. I need more than like a week to work on it on that topic.
Jesus Christ. I was like, oh no.
you about the greatest love songs of our generation, which you could buy for $26.99. 2 CDs, but if you pay with a credit card, it's only $16.99.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
why?
I don't know. I was thinking about that. And I was wondering. uh, I was wondering if it's because maybe people would like mail checks in. And it would be faster to get your money if you did it with a credit card.
Yeah, how I'm sure you're going to tell me. How did people pay for stuff over the phone before credit cards?
I am not going to tell you because I was dumb and didn't think of that.
You're not dumb. Did they just say, "Let me call my banker, Mr. Smith, and he can vouch for me, and then I will
Yeah,
mail you
I
dollars"?
don't know, but
Wire transfer?
what what I did research was because that beautiful greatest love songs collection is from Time Life. So I checked timelife.com to see if it's still around. And what's annoying is it's registered, but it's not even in use.
Well, time life. What the fuck?
And
Use it or lose it.
right? And then I was like, what if we called the number?
Do
And so I have the
it.
number right here.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm so excited.
Okay, let's see what happens. 'Cause I'm your lady. And you are my... I've had that stuck in my head for 2 days.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Can't
not
believe.
okay.
Ooh.
Whew. How
Okay.
long is this number? Jesus Christ.
Well, I don't want to call my phone, so I'm using a different method.
Oh. Are you like a hacker? What are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
You're just like Y2K9.
Exactly like
Call back.
Y2K9. Let's see what happens.
Thank you for calling Iowa Total Care. We are currently closed. Normal business hours are Monday through.
Did they say
Oh.
Iowa Total Care?
Yeah, that's not what I... Weird. I guess the number is no longer around, which would make sense as this was a commercial from 2003.
That's not that long ago.
It's
She
21
said sadly.
years. What's funny is it gets attributed a lot to the 90s, and what I've realized about millennials is a lot of the things we thought or think of as 90s are actually early 2000s. And I think it's because most of us were pretty damn young in the 90s that more of our core memories are like late 90s, early 2000s. But yes, it is the Ultimate Love Song Collection 2003. And I thought it would be fun to do just a little episode on infomercials.
That
Because
would
that
be
was...
nice and light and fun.
light and fun.
Whew.
So, infomercials, if you weren't a millennial or older, they are regularly, like, they were often like 30 to 60-minute advertisements and pretty much always trying to sell something super, super gimmicky. The first ones were shorter and played on TVs. This was interesting, starting in like the 1950s.
Oh, okay.
And then I found out, oh, sorry, what?
I just said okay.
Oh, well done. I found out that obviously like ads aren't new, but ads being like sponsoring programming goes back to like soap operas. And what I think is really cool is, I'm sure everybody else knew this, but soap operas are called that because it was a soap company who used to sponsor like the radio dramas.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's just, I thought there was another reason. I don't know what I thought, but that's why they're called soap operas.
Okay, very literal. I think I
Yeah.
just assumed it wasn't that literal, but I never really questioned why they were
Yeah.
called that.
Yeah. I was like, there must be another, I was like, it must
Another
be
meaning.
yeah, weird old English or something. Nope, it's literal soap.
It's Latin for drama.
Latin for drama. The modern infomercial, as we truly know and revere, is from the 80s and 90s. So how these came about. is that the Federal Communications Commission, which regulates communications across various mediums in the US, they banned program length commercials up until 1984, and then they decided, like, fuck you, here's 1 million 30-minute videos of people struggling to complete basic tasks.
It's all or nothing with the FCC.
The FCC won't let me be me.
So let me see. They tried to shut me down,
On MTV?
but it would be so empty without me. I was
That
dropping
was-
a mic for the
I was going to say,
listeners.
yeah. And I, too, dropped a mic. The mics have been dropped. And now I don't remember where. Oh, right, FCC. I was like, why are we talking about them?
Because they won't let us be.
Thank you. But before they wouldn't let us be, TV stations were required to air like public service programs and stuff. And then this like Reagan era deregulation happened and infomercials became super popular because they saved stations a lot of money. Because like those time slots that they were in were really unpopular time slots, right? Like most people aren't watching except mom TV at like 2 a.m.
Correct.
And so before they would have to pay for programming, but in this case they were getting paid to fill those spots.
Oh, smart.
And then I found this really cool I thought it was cool because I think this stuff is interesting because I'm a little nerd. I found this Washington Post article from 1989 about the FCC, and it's called Syndication Exclusivity Laws. Or law. And so it provides local stations the rights to lease and like play TV shows, which made cable networks have to block out content. Sorry. So it would be like a local station would be able to, I'm just going to show, like they could play Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and then TV Land, which wouldn't be playing it, but would just go along with me, maybe like could no longer play that. So they're like, well, we need to fill this time slot now.
Okay.
So needing to fill these time slots because of syndication exclusivity, a lot of networks ended up going to infomercials because once again, they could just make money instead of paying to have good content.
Sure.
And one of the big ones at the time was called, and maybe it's still around, but probs not, Quantum Marketing International. And according to that Washington Post article, they leveraged this law and they started selling their infomercials to cable stations. And just in like 1989, their sales were over $50 million. And that today would be over like $125 million.
Holy crap.
Holy crappers indeeders.
Holy guacamole.
I realized this is like not a lot of content to talk about. I thought there would be more, but then I was like, what can one say about infomercials?
What can one say?
I mean, there were still regulations, like infomercials aimed at kids, which was classified as 0 to 12, were illegal.
Oh,
And
okay.
if it was like 15 minutes plus, it had to be disclosed as a paid ad. And then I was reading on the FCC's website that like things needed to be evidence-based. And I was just like, do they? Are you watching? Are you making sure?
Yeah. You know what? You know what comes to mind though when I think of infomercials is,
Yes.
do you remember the cornballer from Arrested Development?
Yes. The cornballer. It's so I mean, that's exactly it. If you haven't experienced infomercials, just watch that clip.
Infomercials are like pre-direct sales or like MLM.
Yeah, they were like MLMs.
Yeah. And now you just have that girl you never talked to from high school in your DMs trying to sell you shitty face cream.
trying to get you in on selling shitty
on
face
the
cream.
ground floor. I'm like, hey girl, I remember that you had really bad skin. Do you want to try this face cream that I don't use because I've always had really great skin? This is a true story. It's why I'm so upset about it.
Wait, did somebody actually be like, hey, I remembered you had bad skin?
No, I'm like, I'm elaborating in a funny way. No, but this girl that I went to high school with, who literally we weren't even friends on Facebook when she did this. So first of all, I feel like that's bad etiquette. And
Yeah,
she
that's rude.
messaged me. Yeah, that's rude. And was just like, hey girl, how are things? Hey lady, I'm selling this kit, blah, blah, blah. I think she might have pretended to like ask about me first. And I just didn't even respond to the message. I was like, excuse me, fuck you. And then,
Who was it? Would I know the
um,
name?
you might not. She was a popular girl at my high school. She had poreless, flawless skin in
Was
high
that
school.
was that the one who was mean to you in soccer?
No, she wasn't. She really wasn't mean to me. We weren't in the same circle. I just remember
Mhm.
I was envious of her skin and she was also smart. I was like, what the
Ugh.
fuck? Like, you have flawless skin and you're in all the AP classes in high school? I'm like, get out of here. She made me feel
Yeah,
so bad about myself.
it's like there's hot, there's smart, and
You
there's
shouldn't get
funny.
both or all
I
three.
think if you take more than one, you're being selfish. Like that's
Yes,
just rude. Yeah.
right.
You maybe get two, but like I don't know, that's pushing it.
It
You should
is
really just
pushing
get
it.
one.
Well, if
You
you
should
do
really
get
just
two, you should get smart and funny. That's fine. You don't get to be hot and smart.
yeah. It's
Sorry, you
just
don't. You don't.
those
It's
are like
the
the rules of
law.
feminism.
Thank you. And then there
You're
was another
welcome.
girl that I went to high school with, and we actually did kind of hang out some of the time, but she was a dick. And she reached out to me and again pretended that like she was interested in my family, was trying to sell me something. And I was like, oh, I actually responded to her. And I was like, oh, no, thank you. But like, I asked about her kids too. She just didn't respond. I was like, oh, so you
Would I
weren't
would
really just asking how I was doing, girly?
I was gonna say, was it like a hey girly?
Hey, girly. Oh my gosh, I just wanted to check in with you and your beautiful family. Oh, just a side note, just quick side note. Yeah, I hate
Oh,
them.
we haven't talked in 15 to 20 years, but like, hey girly. Would I know
Yeah.
her name?
Um, yes, why can't I think it was
It's not ringing a bell.
she was she was just yucky. We're gonna have to bleep all that, by the way, please.
It's just going to be
Names. Beep,
beep,
beep. And she was a beep.
beep, 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 beep.
Boop.
Well,
Okay, sorry.
yeah. So no,
I
but
went
that
on a
was like
tangent.
instead of people that you vaguely knew or hated in high school trying to sell you products, it used to just be mostly some guy with some
Sure.
product. My thing I remember the most is like it was so frequently like a kitchen product, and it would be
Yes.
like somebody trying to open, oh god, like Tupperware. There were so many Tupperware ones, and there was always like somebody opening a cabinet and then Tupperware just falling on them, and they're like,
Yeah.
I can't stack dishes.
And then there'd be kind of like it would go gray and there'd be like a X over it. Like, are you
Yeah.
doing dishes like this, you stupid idiot?
Why not do it like this? And then, yeah, just somebody like super happy, like, oh my God, this is better than an orgasm. This is Tupperware that stacks.
Exactly. Exactly like that.
Truly, though. So, where were we? Man,
Mhm.
I don't have too much more to say. Obviously, like infomercials aren't really a thing anymore. And TV is very, very different.
Yes.
I found, I'm going to read these two quotes from Enterprise App Today. Sounds
Oh,
legit. It's
yeah.
about TV subscriber statistics, and it says traditional TV viewing only constitutes 28% of media consumption, highlighting the shift towards digital alternatives. And then cable TV viewing is projected to decline by 28% annually, reflecting changing consumer habits. So none of that is surprising. Most
No.
people aren't watching cable.
Yeah, and it's hard to, I assume, sell things like you once could on streaming services.
Well, yeah, because you can't, like, people are already pissed off at having, like, a minute and a half of
Mm-hmm.
ads. Can you imagine? Like, back in the day, it was much longer than that.
Yeah.
But, like, you couldn't have, like, a minute and a half of ads and, like, 3 or 4 ads in that space is already pushing it. You couldn't have, like, a 15 plus
Oh, hell no.
commercial trying to sell something. It just, thankfully, wouldn't work anymore.
Yeah. Well, and even if, I mean, a lot of people pay to not have the ads, which is like, that's something I don't do on principle because I'm like, fuck you, companies who are trying to like bilk me for more money just so I don't have to watch ads. But I'm on my phone when the ads come
Mm-hmm.
on. So it's almost impossible to like get people to pay attention. I'm just texting mom asking her if any infomercials still run when she watches TV because she still does have
Oh,
cable and she is up at that hour. So I'm just
yeah.
curious.
Because yeah. No, I would love to know that. Other things that I creeped about, or other things that I looked at, was it was also, they were really beneficial to televangelists. Yeah, you know the ones of which I speak. I shall name any of them because I don't want that they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it.
No, they don't deserve the accolades of us, a hit podcast, mentioning them to our handfuls of listeners.
Handfuls. Look at
Handfuls, we
me,
say.
groping the air to demonstrate a handful.
That is a big handful, my
It
friend.
is just
You're
an excellent
goosing that
handful.
air.
And then this is, I think, the thing most people want to know. Why are they so fucking loud? Or were they so fucking loud?
Yeah.
So that's because it wasn't until 2011 that the FCC decided to regulate volume.
Okay. I kind of
So
remember this actually.
yeah, so like before they were obviously much louder because they wanted to get your attention and it
Hmm.
is just gross and obnoxious. And then it took until 2011 towards the end of cable that
Right
the
when it didn't
FCC
matter.
started requiring commercials to be like the same average volume as the programming they're
Jeez.
in between.
Fucking A. Remember the OxyClean guy? Remember how loud he
Oh,
was? He
yes.
was always shouting.
Yeah, and the shout guy. Wasn't it shout too where he was
Shout guy.
always
That was
shouting?
funny. Are you talking about the guy with like the rag? This oh shit.
Rag guy. I'll look it up.
Rag guy. I think maybe there was a shout guy as well because that's a cleaning product, right? And that sounds about right. But there's another guy I'm thinking of.
Okay, shout definitely
Okay.
had towel.
Yeah, yeah. Put towel in.
Sham
Jam
wow.
wow.
Oh my god, the sham
Thank you.
wow.
Wow. Sham wow.
Wow.
Wow, comma sham. Remember that guy?
Yeah, because he woke me up every time I fell asleep on the goddamn couch.
Well, then it was working.
Well, I've never bought sham wow, so was
Oh,
it?
well,
Yeah.
true. Because we didn't, thankfully, as children, have access to money, which was good because you would have literally bought everything.
Oh my god. I think about that now because I do have horrible impulse control and just buy
I want that.
I want that.
I want that.
I want that.
That's what
Yeah.
Sid used to say to every single commercial up
I
until the
did
age
want
of
all of those.
23. No, I'm just kidding. You
No, I
did want
mean
all of it.
probably up until the age of 18. And then I wasn't around you guys to say I want that, but I felt it and I thought it.
There was no one to say it to. You're like,
I
well,
just
I'm
whispered
not
it to
getting
my
it.
heart.
Sham wow.
Sham wow. Yeah, I think though, I mean, speaking of like advertising to kids, like I said, infomercials are, it's not allowed for youths. But then also there are regulations around advertising to kids. And I don't know, I think that like media laws and whatnot are super interesting, but I'm understandably some other people may not. If they are, though, I would love to maybe do sort of a follow up episode to this at some point about like advertising and kids.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that would be
Because
interesting.
a lot of the ways they get around that is like just product placement and then creating shows just to sell products. But yeah, there's like so much. There are a lot of questions and ethical debates, I think, about advertising towards children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think that would make an interesting episode. Now, I think you already said that this at the top, but I was still like reeling from like
Hmm.
switching gears from 9/11 to infomercials.
Yep.
Um, the thing that makes it an infomercial. Fuck me. The thing that makes something an infomercial is it literally mostly the length that like classifies it as that,
Yeah, it's
as
like
opposed to just a commercial.
yeah,
Okay.
it's the length and they're all yeah, it's like very obviously trying to sell something
Okay.
and then they're real long.
Okay.
I would say that there might be a requirement that somebody is struggling with Tupperware or a dishwasher, but that's just me.
No, I do feel like there were a lot of just like cleaning products in general
Hmm.
were a big
Yeah, and
thing.
it has like a like because the song one doesn't fall into the category of being that long, but it's the time slot and then the like 1-800 commercial, the like once in a lifetime chance. So some of it
Mm-hmm.
is just like about delivery. It's kind of like porn. Like the ruling with porn is that you like truly it's like you know it when you see it, and that's infomercials is like it's hard
Yeah,
to find, but you know it when you see it.
sure. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I feel like there were some, I mean, speaking of like music, there were always, maybe not always, but the ones advertising like peaceful or tranquil sound CDs
Yes.
or, yeah, relaxation. And then you just
Yeah.
listen to like flutes for 30 minutes essentially. Or like
I
Enya.
think I think it I think it would be so great to make just something real pyramid schemey where it's like one of those, but instead of like flutes or whatever the fuck you just did, it was just kids playing recorders.
At least there would be some point to learning the fucking recorder. My God. God, this is going to be a painful episode
I
for
was going to
some
say, what a
people.
riveting episode. I'm like, you know what? Everybody hated infomercials. What if we talked about them?
And then what if we sang badly at people and just
It's what
wheeze
everybody
laughed?
wants. I mean, on the bright side, this is a short, like, I don't know, we might hit 30 minutes, but this is literally all I got.
That's all you got? I, let's see. I would like to know if you can still purchase a ShamWow. I think the other thing too that made me think of infomercials as being like pre MLMs is the fact that like the products that you buy through an MLM, it's like if these are so good, why aren't they in an actual store? Like why isn't an actual legit retailer carrying these products? Has always kind of been like my mentality on it. Now I realize that's probably a very generalized statement, but
No, I think it's fair. It's like if this is so incredible, I don't think Jessica, from high school who I had to like read over her essays as a TA. I'm like I read like Jessica is not just making this grand discovery.
no, you
You can
can
still get a
still
ShamWow.
and
I'll
it says
continue
as
to not
seen
buy
on
them.
TV. And actually, now that I say that, I believe Walgreens at least and maybe Walmart, they still have as seen on TV aisles.
They do, and it's just a bunch of crap.
It
Yeah.
is a bunch of crap, but I do catch myself every once in a while. I'll see something in that aisle and I'm like, oh, well, what is this? What is this
Yeah.
product that's been on my TV?
Yeah, and by like principle, I am like, no, I will never. If I see as seen on TV on a box, I'll just be like, nope, I cannot allow myself.
The ShamWow guy. First of all, there's no way that's the same guy. It can't
No,
be, but it
no, it
looks
did.
like him.
I think they swapped
Did they
dudes.
clone him? Anyway, he looks like, oh, you
They
know, in Ice
sponged his
Age,
DNA up in a
in a ShamWow and just
ShamWow and
squeezed it
cloned him.
out. This says rated #1 infomercial of all time by CNBC. That's a bold statement.
That is a bold statement, but at the same time, like, not one I would brag about.
No. A ShamWow also has a 10-year warranty.
Riley, are you going
You
to
know what? I'm
order
sold.
yourself a ShamWow?
ShamWow.
Wow.
You'll say wow every time. Holds 10 times its weight in liquid. What the fuck? What is this? It's perfect for family pets. There's just a dog with a sad towel on his head.
To ShamWow him?
Oh, I had another question or comment. Okay, I know these aren't infomercials, but like, so say for instance, QVC or like the home shopping network,
Yeah.
is that just like a whole different animal?
I should have also looked into that, and I did not.
No, let's
One
just
second,
speculate.
I need to poop. Hold on.
Oh, right here.
Right now, if only I had a
A
ShamWow.
ShamWow to wipe with.
Right, I'll be back.
Okay, bye. For now. I thought that was pretty good Indian bridge. Remember when she was just like always playing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
doing
do.
that.
I do.
Okay.
Aw.
What were we? Oh,
We were
QVC.
No, I mean it's the home shopping network, so it's an entire network. I mean, it's pretty much an entire network of infomercials.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like there's still legitimately people who have to sit there and talk about some weird item, like weird kitschy item or like super gaudy jewelry for however long they have to talk about it.
God, that makes me sad.
It does make me sad. And then it makes me think of too, and I'm sorry for all of the like, I'm over here now. You know the mom, you know the mom. God damn. The story that mom tells about, I'll have to ask her if it's okay to say this, about her and Auntie and the infomercial or the QVC lady.
No.
God, I feel like maybe we should get her to talk about it.
Okay, so the creatives in my family asked me to share a little story, something I experienced with one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, my aunt, let's call her Clarissa Bell. We'll call her C. Bell for short. C. Bell has always loved QVC. She knows all the hosts. She knows how long they've been hosts. She knows their backstories. She knows QVC. So I was visiting her about 30 years ago with little baby Riley in tow, and little baby Riley was napping, and C. Bell said, Holly Bell, because she's called me Holly Bell my whole life, which is kind of adorable, and I do not use that ever as a password, so we're good. Anyway, she says, Holly Bell, do you want to watch QVC with me? And I will do anything my Auntie C. Bell asked me to do. So I said, sure. So, we're watching. If things get sold, we're listening to people call in and ask questions. My aunt is very excited about it. I kind of got into it a little bit. So we are watching this one female host, and I can see her face, but I cannot come up with her name. As far as I know, as of a couple of weeks ago, when I spoke with C-Bell, this particular host is still hosting on QVC. So she is describing this lace tablecloth, and I am just admiring the fact that this woman does not miss a beat as she's describing this tablecloth and all the things it can be used for, and how impressed your family will be at the holidays when they see this gorgeous tablecloth. And then she says, "Oh, we have a caller. Caller, are you there?" Caller says, "Yes, I am." She and the caller have just the nicest chat, and the caller asks all kinds of questions about the tablecloth. She's very impressed with the host's answers about the tablecloth. And at the very end of her call, as you can tell she's wrapping it up, she says, "I just have one more question. May I ask one more question?" And the host says, "Of course. What's your question?" And the lady says, "I am just wondering if you could take this tablecloth and shove it up your kitty." We'll call it kitty. Big pause. Felt like a big pause. It was probably 2 seconds. This hostess with the mostest does not miss a beat. She just clicks back over to, here's the number with which you can purchase this tablecloth, and she is just on her way. Never faced her. She was so good that my Aunt C-Bell looked at me and she goes, "Did we just hear what I think we just heard?" And I said, Yes, we did. And I'm dying inside. I mean, this is my dear sweet auntie, and we've just heard this. And she says, "So we really did hear, can you shove this in your kitty?" And I said, yes, we did. We heard it. Let's put it behind us. End of story. But not quite. Because for the last 30 plus years, every time, without fail, that I speak with my dear, sweet, just delicious human being of an auntie, she says at some point, I cannot get off the phone with her without her saying, "Holly Bell, do you remember that time that we were watching QVC? And you know that host? Oh, she did such a good job. That host, she's still hosting now, and she has cookbooks, and she's just amazing. Do you remember how she didn't even miss a beat?" I'm like, yeah. And she goes, "Do you remember what we heard?" And then we sort of go through the story again. So that, I believe, is when QVC initiated either the 3 or 7 second delay with talking to callers. As my aunt would say, bye now.
You've reached Sid
And Riley,
We can't come to the phone right now.
so leave a message after the beep. Ruining Our Childhood was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Psych. But it is produced by us, Riley and Cassidy.
With music by Joseph Tuna Medish.
You can follow us on Instagram at Ruining Our Childhood Pod.
Or send us an email at ruiningourchildhoodpod@gmail.com.
Support the show through our Ko-fi account, ko-fi.com/Ruining Our Childhood Podcast.
Later!